What up, y'all? It's your boy, the one and only A-Switch, a.k.a. the peanut butter to your chocolate, a.k.a. the whipped cream to your strawberry, a.k.a. the Komake Tiger drop-up, a.k.a. the nigga lip master. Bringing you yet another episode of Switches Sites. Episode 184, to be exact. Today's date is October 26, 2023. Damn, where's the year gone, really? For those that may not know, Switches Sites podcast is a solo bi-weekly podcast where I talk about video games and what I'm playing, gaming news and things of that nature. Damn. Well, some things have happened. Happy Alan Wake 2 release day, night, technically. I think I believe it officially drops sometime tonight. Very excited for that. Heard a lot of good things, a lot of good reviews. Reviews came out today as well, and yet another damn game of the year contender, which is a good problem. I'm not complaining in the slightest, but man, let me just say, 2023 has been a banger year for video games. I think this year will definitely go down as one of the best, as in terms of like volume of just consistently great games, that have come out this year. So, yeah. So let's stop the dilly dallying and let's get right into it. If I can type, if I can type, if I'm able to type, I'm struggling right now. First topic of discussion, the Microsoft Activision, $69 billion, merger deal, whatever you want to call it, has finally been cleared.
Nobody's safe.
Oh, that was the wrong one. That was the one I meant. It has been cleared. So, at least the biggest hurdle, at least last I think we checked in on this, was with the CMA of the UK, which I believe is the UK's equivalent of the FCC. So that seemingly has been finalized now. So now the deal has officially been cleared and they are now gonna merge. So thank goodness. This has just been a consistent news trail that's gotten to a point of exhaustion where people are like, okay, all right, what's happening now with the merger? Oh, such and such stopped it. Oh no, they're gonna stop it. But now finally, it's over. Activision is now a part of Xbox officially. So, hey, I'm very thankful for that. I know at least definitely Xbox. I think personally, I've probably talked about this beforehand, but at least to reiterate, I think it's from what I see is pretty much good, especially getting rid of some of the scummier people from in terms of leadership from Activision technically. So I think it is only positive. It feels like I think some will have concerns about monopolies and stuff, which I think throughout the workings they kind of rectified in a lot of ways. So good on Microsoft and Activision. I know this was a long ass trial. I think basically year's worth of legalities and whatnot. So it is finally done. So yeah, I know in terms in regards to this, a lot of people's expectations was like Call of Duty coming to Game Pass and stuff like that, but it seems like I know they for sure shot that down, saying that, well, not necessarily shot it down, but they did at least confirm that we won't see any of the games from this merger that you would assume will be coming to Game Pass at least within a year or something like that. So there still will be some time after initial release until we see the fruits of this merger, if you will. So thank goodness. So now at least Xbox has a fighting chance now. So that's a little that might be a little strong, but I think it'll at least help even the competition a little bit in regards to the infamous war between Xbox and PlayStation. So yeah. Also keeping that Xbox train going. Choo choo. Oh man. Xbox also reorganized leadership within the Xbox brand, if you will. So Phil Spencer, who I think technically has always been the CEO within Microsoft Gaming, but now Matt Booty is now president of game content and studios. So it seems like he's presumably going to be like overlooking like all the various miscellaneous studios, especially now considering the acquisition of Activision Blizzard. And then also interestingly, Sarah Bond is now president of Xbox. So I'm assuming she basically is more so in charge of maybe the primary Xbox. No, I guess that wouldn't really. It seems kind of vague there, but nonetheless, there has been some restructuring. A couple other folks within this chain that is not necessarily pertinent to everything, but at least for Sarah Bond, president of Xbox, overseeing all Xbox platform business and hardware work. Okay, so that makes more sense. And then Matt Booty promoted to president of game content and studios, including the new responsibility of ZeniMax and Bethesda. Jamie Letter, still running ZeniMax as a limited integration entity, but now reports to Matt. Once Bobby Kotick leaves at the end of the year, who's the head of Activision Blizzard currently, there will be more women than men in leadership positions in gaming Xbox to be determined on his successor. Dope. Ami Silverman, head of marketing consumer retail work like Windows Service, Microsoft 365, and gaming, moving to report to Phil Spencer directly. So, yeah, I think this is, going off the last topic, it seems to be good moves going on. So, and it seems like, considering the marketing adjustments, that they're probably going to do a pretty good push towards marketing for Xbox as well. So you also have that. But yeah, all in all, this seems to be a very positive move, especially considering the merger with Activision Blizzard, especially. So you love to see it. Love that for Sarah Bond. I really do. I really, really do. Yeah. Moving on. Sorry if you hear cars outside. I don't. It's not much I can do there. in regards to the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection that recently released. I think we talked about it. It was kind of hinted before, some way, shape, or form. I forgot how specifically, but at least now, via the PC version, presumably, the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection was data mined via the files and includes some interesting references to Metal Gear Solid 4, Metal Gear Solid 5, and Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. So that is very interesting. Well, considering the Master Collection is named Volume 1, which obviously implies that there's going to be a Volume 2, 3, whatever. That it considering specifically Metal Gear Solid 4 is still stuck in the eternal prison that is the PS3. It's going to be very interesting to see how they will take care of that game, porting that to modern consoles in general, considering how much of a pain it was, or it seemingly is, to try to port that otherwise. I think considering the very unfortunately proprietary-ish nature of the PS3 with the cell processor and just the various intricacies in that, is going to be very fascinating to see how they managed to get that ported to current consoles, was especially the Switch. If they managed to do that, I don't know. Maybe that might be I'd assume that might be a Switch 2 exclusive or whatever. Since it'll probably be presumably maybe around that time when Switch 2 is expected to drop. So, yeah. So you got that. Then Peace Walker, which was mysteriously missing from this collection, considering if you compare it to the HD collection that came out in 2011 on the 360 and PS3, that included Peace Walker along with Metal Gear Solid 1, 2. Well, no, Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3. 1 was technically missing, I believe, except for the PS3 Legacy collection that included the first one, because obviously PS3. So yeah, so that's interesting. And then Metal Gear Solid 5, sure. I mean, that's currently can be played on modern consoles technically. So I would be more curious to see what they do in terms of maybe possibly, that would be dope. If they, I doubt they would do it, but if they somehow manage to actually finish what Kojima was trying to finish, that what ultimately made Metal Gear Solid 5 incomplete and was pretty much around the departure of Kojima from Konami. So that'd be dope. That'd be a pretty dope addition to Metal Gear Solid 5. If they actually gave us that last mission that was, they essentially storyboarded in the, I think, collector's edition or some digital deluxe edition, where you actually could see his vision. So at least it could give an idea for whomever is trying to port this, and potentially maybe add that. That'd be interesting. That'd be a nice little spin on Metal Gear Solid 5 in terms of bringing it to the collection, and considering the nature of what I've seen regarding Metal Gear Solid 5 in terms of the extra added stuff and files and documents, scripts, and novels and stuff. That'd be a pretty tight addition if they did do that. My biggest concern, well, curiosity, and it seems unfortunate that it's not sure if if it will be added, but Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes for the GameCube. If considering that they added the NES ports of the Metal Gear Solid games, which apparently Hideo Kojima despises, just go all in with it. Well, I guess technically Hideo, I think he did thoroughly enjoy Twin Snakes. Personally, I enjoy Twin Snakes as somebody who thoroughly enjoys The Matrix, and I consider The Matrix to be my favorite movie of all time. So maybe there's some bias there, but if you don't like The Matrix, you probably won't like the Twin Snakes. But nonetheless, that would have been, I think, the more logical decision when it came to trying to port the first Metal Gear Solid. But I guess, for nostalgic reasons and stuff like that is probably maybe also why they did that. But then again, also the porting hell of, I think, considering that the game was exclusive to Nintendo, so it would need approval from Nintendo to allow it to be on other platforms or something like that. So it might just be a legal hell to try and like get that added to the collection, but I could still see that being a thing with Volume 2. And then of course all the various miscellaneous collections like the Acid, Metal Gear Acid games. I think they're like a card-based tactical type games, and was it Portable Ops? Yeah. It's a lot of various things they could add if they want to make this like the complete collection or whatever. But I guess only time will tell. But yeah, I really hope they do Metal Gear Solid 4 justice. Otherwise, I mean, hey, we always got the PS. We always gonna keep that PS3 hooked up, just to feel something, I digress. But nonetheless, good to see at least it seems to be pretty much given that we'll see Metal Gear Solid 4. Will it be good and will it run well? That's probably the bigger concern. I'll say it again, Metal Gear Solid is still the best Metal Gear Solid game in the series. Fight me if you want. Yeah, moving on. Capcom is working on a successor to the RE engine. For those that don't know, the RE engine is pretty much Capcom's proprietary engine that they've been using to, as the name implies, make current generation Resident Evil games, as well as Monster Hunter Rise, I think World as well, and Street Fighter 6 recently, amongst pretty much most games within the Capcom umbrella. So they did announce today that a successor to the RE engine is in the works, codenamed Rex Engine. So considering the name, in terms of the titling in the trailer of it, it says RE engine, RE in red, is the next generation, with the X in next, with the red in the same font and size as RE. So then you put it together, you got Rex, which I assume they also, confirmed technically there. With that being said, you have Rex. You got Rex, right? Man, what is a popular use of Rex within a name? I don't know. T-Rex, as in a dinosaur. Oh, okay. So dinosaurs, as in dinosaurs that are associated with one of Capcom's most presumably highly requested games to be remade, Dino Crisis. Okay. Um, so, Dino Crisis confirmed. Yeah, so it's odd that they use that terminology for this engine where they just could have said RE2 engine. I mean, they could have done many things in terms of that. So I just find it funny that, considering that, you know, a lot of people, I think a very wealthy amount of people have requested and are would want a Dino Crisis remake, sequel, whatever. And then of all the names you come up with, you come up with Rex, as in generally associated with T-Rex. That's generally associated with Dino Crisis. Coincidence? I think not. I think not. So just putting that out there in general. I know that's technically going to be out there for many people who have also deduced the same logic, but nonetheless. In terms of this engine, some more interesting details specifically is that the Rex engine will include all previous features of RE engine while adding support for new technologies and handling the growing size of assets more efficiently. So the angle of it is more towards developers to use it, since that was another detail, is that this is actually going to be a commercialized engine similar to Unity, where pretty much anybody can use it and do as they please with it, a type deal. So, yeah, there you go. RE engine. That is kind of crazy that it is going being able to be licensed to other, you know, studios and stuff like that. So I just find it funny. It's called Rex when you got a game standing there that's waiting to be revived in some way, shape, or form. And then we got the damn what is that? God, it pretty much erased my head for the most part. Exoprimal, which was the game that is not Dino Crisis, but you know. So yeah, very interesting tidbit there. So hopefully that comes to fruition. I also hope that that will be a yet another very another insensitive troll if they try to if they release this engine and like Dino Crisis is not like one of the first games to be developed with it, or one of the first of a few games initially that is developed with the engine. I just, if that is not the case, I just feel like there's some just elite evil ass troll at Capcom that is just has the most devious intentions to put Dino Crisis fans in a permanent state of hell and agony and anguish, not giving us what we want. But I digress. I digress. Let me back off, because I'm getting a little upset just at the thought of that. Even the thought of that is making me feel some type of way, you know. So let's not. And on that very somber note, that concludes all the news for this episode. So, get into what I've been playing. Did play the Modern Warfare 3 beta week 2, or I forgot how they defined it. But we'll just say week 2, where it was open to the PlayStation exclusivity as opened up to Xbox and PC users as well. And I know they made some adjustments to some of the issues I had with the game, primarily the enemy identification, which I believe they did. They made it a little bit better. I still felt like I was still mistaking people my teammates for enemies and enemies for teammates. So I think that still could use a bit more work, but it was better. I can definitely say that. It seems like they're still sticking with the time to kill, the 150 HP, which personally I can accept it, but I'm not a fan of it, if that makes sense. So you got that. What else did they did add a new, well, quote unquote new map for the beta, which was High Rise. Of course, the infamous Modern Warfare 2009 map, which was pretty fun. Of course, thoroughly enjoyed it back in the day, and playing it back now, I got a good kick out of. Oh yeah, they added a couple interesting modes. I'm trying to remember what was the specific mode that stood out. Damn it! Let me look it up. It was some unique mode that it's not coming to me. Warfare Beta, Warfare 3 Beta, second weekend. Just let's say official Call of Duty site. Oh, they did add Orlov Military Base, which I think is kind of like an extended version of the map from COD 4. I don't think I necessarily played that. Cutthroat, yeah, I think that's a new one. I believe that's the mode where it's kind of like multi-team from Halo 2 days, where it's multiple teams of 3, I believe, competing against each other. So it's basically like gunfight, but expanded. So instead of two teams, it's 3, and last man standing wins essentially. So that was pretty cool. I don't think I would play that, like that wouldn't be my primary mode, but it was a nice little distraction. Anything else distinct? Not really. Yeah, I know a survey went out. I gave them that feedback. I for sure did. Gave them that feedback. But yeah, overall, it seems to be looking definitely better than Modern Warfare 2 in a lot of ways. At least from a general mechanical standpoint, where not the horrible delayed perk system and things like that. So I think overall it feels definitely better. I think I might have brought it up before, but yeah, my still concern with the game is just literally playing all the old maps again, that I think in turn technically might make the game feel old in a sense, where it's not anything necessarily new. But at the same time, these maps are really good for Modern Warfare 2. So I guess time will tell. Time will tell that. But overall, I had a good time. I did. That I did. Also, of course, played Spiderman 2, which dropped last week. Man, that was a great game. I fully platinumed it. Probably one of the most fun and accessible platinums you'll get for sure. I think at least my game counter said like 30 hours, 31 hours, probably maybe a little bit more than that. I think it doesn't factor in. I might have played a bit more of that, but nonetheless, 31 hours. I was able to complete everything. And shouts out to Insomniac for that, because that has always been my gripe with with some very some games that very much abuse that unnecessarily, where you got 500 fun bucks to collect, or 100 photo ops to connect. It's like, I don't need to get all those. Let's just keep it down, you know. So I really appreciated Insomniac's approach, similar to the first Spider-Man, where, you know, they made it very accessible, and I guess to some people easy to fully complete the game, which, you know, I very much appreciate. It was like again, like a breath of fresh air. You know, actually not having to feel this sense of grindiness, in a sense, which I did not feel at all, like going throughout doing all the side stuff within this game, which again is, I think, another testament to the, you know, my enjoyment of this game. So, you know, Spider-Man Peter Parker is back with his new face that they, you know, remodeled from the original game. And Miles coming back from Miles Morales, the launch PS5 game, and pretty much picking up pretty recently after that, to my understanding. And yeah, you know, various things ensue, of course, as you see on the cover. Well, I'm not sure if he's necessarily on the cover, or I would assume so. Venom, of course, he's in the game, and there are some very fun things there. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, I just thoroughly enjoyed it. Man. I like the new mechanic, the webline mechanic, I believe they call it, webline specifically. So this is more towards the stealth segments of the game, where, you know, you're basically perched up, wait for an enemy to be visible, and then tag his ass, essentially. But in this sense, they do add this mechanic called the web line, where pretty much you can make these webbed tight ropes, essentially, and then you can pretty much do them almost anywhere you can imagine, for the most part. At least pretty much most of the places you will want to, you can, is the kind of what I got from it. So how that kind of works is that it makes it easier for you to also stay up top and to perch people in certain positions that you would not be able to otherwise without said mechanic. So that was very fun. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I really did. Yeah, I really like the interaction between both Peter and Miles. You know, you do get the GTA vibes, where, you know, you like playing with one character. In some instances, they'll jump you to the other character and things like that. The characters have their own missions, their own exclusive missions, and exclusive collectibles and side stuff that they can only do respectively, which was pretty cool. What else? Really? Oh man, shout out to the traversal, man. I never thought that they could improve what they, you know, initialized in the first Spider-Man, and I guess technically Miles Morales. I don't remember much from Miles Morales, to be honest with you, in terms of like most of the plot and most of the gameplay elements. I know they introduced like his electrical Venom-esque moves and stuff like that, but I might need to. I probably might replay that at some point. Also, I did not platinum it, because I know it asked you to play the game over again or something like that, and I was like, I want to play some other stuff. This was around the launch of the PS5 as well, so I might have to do that. But nonetheless, man, the traversal in this game is great. They added web wings now, so on top of being able to, you know, shoot your webs and swing around, you can also add web wings into the equation, so you can like swing. And this is pretty much mostly useful for like going across water and bridges, because that, I think that was also the intent of adding it as well, to make that easier. Because like what are the Spidermans gonna swing off of where they do the PS2 Xbox Spider-Man 2 game, where where is he swinging from, when he's swinging from some various suspicious places, where it's like, okay, are you is there a plane somewhere or whatever. So really dug that. There's also like wind tunnels, like throughout the worlds, where you can essentially, it's like a fly free card, where it's pretty much squirrel fly logic, where you glide more than fly. So it's a finite amount of time you can be gliding before you eventually gradually go into the ground. But these elements help you navigate and kind of get like a Superman-esque vibe, being able to like fly in that sense. But yeah, like there's like boosters that like boost you up into the sky, and then there's like these wind tunnels that essentially let you fly even as well as fly faster. They're generally in like pretty much places you will want to use them for the most part. Specifically, like I said before, the waters, going across two different cities that have bodies of water between and things like that. So they added like, I think 2 new cities, I think Brooklyn and some other place. So there is that. One interesting aspect that I found funny was like, obviously the game has, invisible walls or bounds that like, hey, you can't go past this point. What's funny is that like there are places, like I was just literally interested in aesthetically, and I'm like, I want to go there. And of course, when you swing there, you're like, you cannot go past this point. I forgot the specific terminology they use, but it's like basically along the lines like, this is not in the game. You're gonna have to go back. So like, damn. But I will say, the city itself, again, Insomniac keep hitting it. You got the whole vibe. Times Square is in it. The Marvelized Insomniac's version of Times Square, which feels very reminiscent of actual Times Square. I would, at least my impressions of seeing it, having not technically been there to my understanding. So that was great. The traversal is so good that I did not even fast travel until like pretty much the end of the game. So, and I I found that crazy, because I was like, I just want to swing to where I'm going because it's fun. Also, you get the cool like background banter from like what's her name, the Dana cast. Some people don't like her. I thought she was okay. She was tolerable. And then of course, J. Jonah Jameson talking that shit, talking that mess, acting like we ain't save his ass multiple times, help his ass out, but no, he want to keep talking that mess. Man, he better not come around me. Oh boy, he gonna get janked. So I thoroughly enjoyed the traversal and everything, and I literally did not even start fast travel until like pretty much the last the towards the end of the game, really. And again, shouts out to the development team and just the technology of what they could do with that game. So literally, when you fast travel, they literally put you to the point where you want to fast travel, which is, I think, crazy, and I don't think I've necessarily seen it in a game before. Like literally being able to fast travel you to the point where you like signify or designate. So that was pretty dope. And on top of that, very fast, mind you, like literally like 3-4 seconds, you literally immediately go to where you're transported, which again is like probably like one of the most like, damn, this is an improvement from what we've been used to in games. Like, damn, this is next gen. Like, this is something you definitely cannot do on the PS4, Xbox One for sure. So, yeah, man, Spider-Man 2. Also love the abilities they added, where you I think they replaced some gadgets, I recall, and exchange that for abilities, which are pretty much your kind of super specials, where you could do like a lot of area effect attacks, a lot of focused multiple hit attacks and things like that. They were pretty cool. The upgrade tree, very interesting, very engaging. It felt kind of stingy at first, but then they started being more generous, like especially doing like a lot of the side stuff in the game. Oh boy, how could I forget? So yeah, if you were not a fan of Mary Jane in the first game, oh boy, I have some bad news for you. It depends. I will say, compared to the first game, I did enjoy her segments better, but still, I would much rather do without them. Yeah. You feel more empowered, but you still, it's still like all right, why am I playing as Mary Jane? I just want to be Spider-Man type feel. Her stuff is interesting, but there has been this debate online, understandably so, in terms of Mary Jane and like, I guess the logic in the game. I don't think that these are really big spoilers necessarily, in my opinion, but she apparently trained with a silver sable, I believe. So now she could just be tasing these guards from like who've been training with Kraven the Hunter for many, many years. And she could just walk up and tase them and that's it. Yeah, I can understand those sentiments. It's a little bit of it's a little weird area of like suspension of belief versus like, okay, this is not really practical at all. Yeah. A redhead with a stun gun. It was a funny video on Twitter that yeah, basically like pretty much making that same point where, a guard training under Kraven the Hunter for 15 years and then a redhead with a stun gun. Oh man. Shouts out to Mary Jane. She's not the boy, how do I say it? She's not the easiest one. So let's say that. Boys, set that block on fire. I don't care. Yet another reference in terms of what for those that may not know, because people might not get it at all. So basically, it was a initial Twitter joke on in regards to, I think, one of the original, well, not original, the recent Batman trilogy with Christian Bale, where I think what is Jake Gyllenhaal's sister? I think Maggie. Yeah, Maggie Gyllenhaal. I think she was a love interest for Bruce, I want to say. And then I think she actually gets captured. She actually gets captured and is in a predicament to be saved, where you got to save her. And I forgot the tweet, but basically it was along the lines of, would you it was some issue with the movie, I think, in general with Batman or something like that. And it's like, talk about some Maggie Gyllenhaal. Boy, set that block on fire. I don't care. Which is funny as hell, because I mean, it's like I ain't saving no Maggie. Oh, that kills me every time. So essentially the same logic that, like, not a conventionally attractive woman, I'm not going out of my way to save somebody. Boy, set that block on fire. I don't care. Oh, that is still funny, man. Oh my God. Man. Boy, set that block on fire. I don't care. Talk about some Maggie Joe. Oh my God. Oh man. Whew. That kills me every time. But yeah, no, that was yeah, Mary Jane. She just not my type. She just not my type. I wouldn't go for that. More power to you, Peter Parker. But I wouldn't go for that. Why I'm doing kung fu poses, but I'm doing my practices. So, oh man, that is and boys to death. Boys, set that block on fire. I don't care. Oh my God. Oh man. Oh my God. Oh God. Boys, set oh, that is so good, man. That is so good. Whew. Yeah. So that is Spider-Man 2. Thoroughly enjoyed it. A lot of love put into it. A lot of references, really dope references for people who've read the comics and things like that. Yeah. A lot of teases. For what may be next as well, which was pretty interesting. Oh, shout out to the suits, man. Shout out to the suits. So many dope suits. A lot of the suits from the movies and stuff like that. A lot of very like creative suits. A lot of interesting suits. I'll just leave it at that. I know that's to refrain from spoilers in of itself. The suits were really dope. I loved. I was changing through a lot of them. Yeah, man. Yeah. Really love Venom's portrayal. I will say, man, this game made me want a Venom game. I'll say that much. It really did. It really did. Hopefully, we may see that. We might get like a transitional game, kind of similar to Miles Morales. I think that's what a lot of people were suspecting. That maybe we might get a get at least some, maybe switching back and forth between, maybe character and Venom or something like that. That'd be pretty cool. I would dig that. I would like it. So who knows? All I know is that Spider-Man 2 was good. It was very good. Thoroughly enjoyed it. There's a really dope moment I can't talk about, but man, it literally might be the best. If there's an award for best segment moment of the year, it would definitely be said moment in this game for sure, hands down. Man, Spider-Man 2, it delivered for me. It delivered. I literally I've not obsessively played a game like that in a good while, even though it was like 30 hours. You can technically, well, if you work very hard, beat it in a weekend. But so good. Oh, this year, man. This year is great. So that's all I've really been playing. So let's get in what I've been watching. Gen V, saw the last episode. It was pretty good. what's her name? I forget. I could not tell you most of their names. Is the black dude that could bend metal? It's that girl, the girl with the bloody eyes that can like tell people to do stuff. Is the other black girl, the black girl with the dreads that can control blood. Just describe Gen V like an ignorant nigga. Damn it. I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah. So this episode, it pretty much took place in terms of, well, to not spoil anything, but it, yeah, man, how would I describe this episode? It was a lot of things that was happening, going on at once. But the main focus was on the girl that could touch people and do stuff. that could be taken out of context. But if you watch it, you know what I mean. It's not like that. But technically yeah. You just have to take my word for it, you know. But yeah, man. Oh, so good. Yeah. I'm very invested to see what the next episode will be. Yeah, I feel like anything I say is going to be spoilers, so I'll just keep it at, I thoroughly enjoyed last episode for sure. Also saw Loki as it episode 3, I think, which is pretty good. We went back in time, and well, I mean, I think they're pretty much almost every episode so far went back in time technically, but I digress. Got some more Kang love, some more Kang understanding, where this was the one episode that's been like in the trailers and stuff for movies and whatnot. Victor Timely, who, yeah, it's like everybody looked like damn it, what is his name? Jonathan Adams? Something Jonathan. Damn it. What is his name? Who is Kang? Jonathan Majors. I was close. Jonathan Majors. Yeah. So it's a lot of theories, a lot of, you know, everybody got them tinfoil hats on after this episode as well. That, you know, it's a lot that could be deduced from this episode. Ravonna Renslayer's back. Miss Minutes, she was fiending. I'm gonna just leave it at that. She was fiending. She was fiending. She really was. She was, man. She was damn near feral. So that was funny seeing that. It was very unexpected, which was I think it was the more interesting part. It was so jarring and unexpected, but I mean, at the same time, after you think about it, it's understandable. So, but yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. Again, another banger. Can't wait to see what's next. Yeah. So, well, I think that just might do it for episode, I always forget, episode 184 of Switches Sites. If you did like this podcast, feel free to like, rate, and subscribe on your various podcasting platforms. You can also catch me record this episode live on Twitch TV/aswitch. You can also catch the archive on youtube.com/aswitch. Yeah. Until next time, y'all. Get your damn game on. Feel free to fuck. Happy Alan Wake 2 Day. Aw, yeah. Nobody's safe.